Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I go by the handle of Celestial Farm Girl, and I am here to bring you the words of the Holy Spirit. It's going to be a lot about love, peace, and joy, and all that kind of good stuff. I can't help it. It's the road I desire to travel. And for those of you who wish to travel and desire the road of peace and love, I'm so happy to have you guys along. Or I'm happy to hang out with y'all, however y'all want to do it. So, I just want y'all to know I love you. And every time I come on here, it'll probably be a different intro and all that kind of stuff because, I don't follow any rules. It's really hard for me to do things over and over again because they get bleh. Anyway, so I got my cold coffee here with ice in it, an open heart, and let's see what the cards have to say today, okay? Let's see what the Holy Spirit's got on her mind. And I say her. Why do I say her? The Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Well, there's got to be a feminine in there somewhere in order to have a son. And I can only surmise that the Holy Spirit is the divine feminine. So let's go from there. And she's a very important part of everything. And, women for a long time have been made to feel as if, they're only good for one thing, the kitchen and the bedroom. And I'm here to tell you that we are powerful creatures. We can do anything a man can do. We may have to do it different, but we can still do it. I'm not harping on men at all because my dad, he told me, Connie, you can do anything a man can do. And I took that to heart. So I know there are many men out there that want their women to be in their full expression, whether good, bad, or evil, right? Because when you fully and authentically express yourself and how you feel, not only do you express yourself and how you feel, but that energy will be with it. And people will feel that too. So yesterday I said was the 25th, Tuesday. Guess what? I was so wrong. Today is Tuesday the 24th. And the moon is leaving Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. Building a higher mind, because Aquarius is all about the higher mind, right? So we got 2 here, partnerships. We have, let's see, I think that's the North Node or the South Node. Yeah, the South Node. Let me look over here. Yeah. So the South Node and Scorpio. Okay, so, maybe, the holiday dumps a little bit. Scorpio's about going deep. 2 is about partnerships. So, there might be some arguments and stuff going on out there. I don't know. Disagreements or, just outright. This is disagreements. This is partnership in the North Node in Scorpio. So this is about something that's very deep. And the South Node is where, it's argumentative and fussy and, stressful and not able to get out what they need to say, perhaps. And this in a relationship is the worst thing. You have to be able to say what you need to say. You never want to hold back in your relationship, in any relationship. Talking freely with the people you care about is one of the greatest gifts God ever gave us, because it's through communication that we learn to understand one another and whether or not we are going to be able to vibe together, right? Because vibing together is awesome. So, and energy is very important. So some people can have energy that, you just don't even want to be around. Yeah, yeah. And, or scary energy, or mean and hateful energy. Um, yeah, and Scorpio can, in the South Node, a Scorpio can be pretty rough. They can be pretty mean, because they can be ruthless. There you go, that's the word. So we've got the self. We're looking at self. Now me, I know when and the times when I was in an argumentative, I don't argue anymore. I don't, I speak the truth of what I have to say, and then I turn around and leave. And that's it. Don't, I ain't gonna waste my time or energy. Is the self. Looking at the self. Looking at the colors of the self. We have so many different wonderful parts of ourself. We are not just one part. We have many, many parts of many, many different energies. And to find that energy that lifts you up, we have to go through other energies within ourselves. I'm happy now, but I didn't used to be. And getting to a place of being happy was not the easiest. It meant I had to go through stuff that I had inside of me, difficulties that I've been through, disagreements, misfortunes, and I had to work those all out and understand that every single one of those things taught me something. So everything I went through was very valuable, because if I hadn't went through it, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I really like who I am. And that is the gift that everybody, to love yourself. I mean, really care about who you are and what kind of influence you have in life is very important. It's more important than anything, your influence. Is it love? Do you exude the rainbow and touch others with your colors and, bring beautiful moods and spaces to talk about, sweet things, good things, balanced things, things that will make you happy and promote your future. I didn't know even that these things were possible. But the reason I talk about it, because this predicting or thinking yourself into your future, predicting and calling forth your good life, comes with how your energy is reacting with the universe as well. We live right here in the quantum fields. They're talking about the quantum fields. They make it sound like it's out in space, but the quantum field is all around us. And if you know much about the quantum field, the way you think is the way it reacts. And so bringing in love and peace into your life, into yourself, will begin to reflect this. And it will be like through faith and belief that you can do this, it will change the very air that's around you. It will change the particles that are flowing through us and around us, and all this space is not empty. This is the invisible world, the spiritual world right here all around us. And just because we can't see that doesn't mean that it's not there, because they've already proved that that's the quantum field. It's not out in space. It's all here around the earth. And as you think towards the quantum field, it begins to set up the particles as you would think. So if you're thinking to bring in good, love, peace, joy, you got the universe that is absolutely going to work with you. She, he, It is a living thing, and it wants to bring beauty and love and peace into your life. But it can only do that if you are in agreement and willing to go through the things in your life that has brought you to a place that might have found you agitated or upset or frustrated or feeling like, sometimes, we can feel like we don't want to go on, or we don't know if any good is coming. But because we live in the quantum field, we can always count on, if we go through a bad time, there's going to be the balance of the good time that comes too. The bad time is while we're learning our lesson. The hard time is understanding how we got ourselves into that place in the first place. And then once we understand how we got there, we begin to work our way out, and we don't never go back again, correct? And if we do, because sometimes we make more mistakes, because I did, it took me till I was 55 to understand what I was doing. I was a dimwit. But I'm not no more. I'm a bright bulb now. I can see 360 degrees around me, and I see trouble coming from a mile away. And I begin preparing. So I don't know if this has helped anybody. I have a tendency to talk a lot. I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I love everybody. I love all y'all. I'm just glad to be back. I've decided to come in as my goofy self. I am goofy. I don't mind being goofy. I don't mind if people think I'm goofy. Yeah, 10 years ago it drove me crazy if I thought other people thought I was goofy, but not today. Not today. I love being a senior. You get so old and you just don't care no more. It's like, what? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, here we go, guys. I love y'all. Let's see what Holy Spirit, Mother Earth, and the quantum fields has to say. Oh, gosh. 8 of Swords. Ooh. 8 of Swords here. This is about self-sacrifice. This is about putting yourself in places that will hurt you, that hurt you or could hurt you. Putting yourself in places generally for others, sacrificing yourself for others, your joy for theirs. As parents, we do that with our children, but when our children grow up, or when we grow up a little bit, we begin to understand that we got to watch over ourselves very carefully, that we have to eventually begin to put ourselves first, because we deserve that. We deserve to be put first. So this right here is about self-sacrifice. You can see the swords are in his hands. I'm going to read this because I hardly ever have pulled this. This is 8 of Swords. So let's see what Mother Gaia, Mother of Creation, has to say. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Oh, past it. 9. 8 of Air. The ego, truth, power, responsibility, consequences, cause and effect. Yeah, nothing comes to us without us initiating it in. Like, we're the bringers of our own bad luck by our own actions, right? There are certain actions we take that sometimes, costs us, and we have to pay the debt. And it's unfortunate, it's very unfortunate. Cause and effect. Lessons learned. That is the wonderful thing about it. We learn our lesson. And once we learn our lesson, that's one more thing that we don't have to worry about anymore. We put that out of our lives and we move forward, whatever it was. Okay? And again, it's focusing on the self. Watching any kind of self-sacrifices. Let's see what we go. Ego does not always tell the truth. Effect will always follow the cause. Time to change your ways. Admit that you made a mistake. Memory is imperfect. Self-justification does not mitigate harm. So if you are on the other end of the stick, self-justification does not mitigate harm. You are allowed to justify yourself if you're in the right and someone else was in the wrong. Absolutely. But the best thing you can do for oneself is, if one finds oneself in the wrong, is to apologize and admit that they were wrong. This always brings peace between the parties. And to apologize helps one to lower, their pride or ego. The ego can be a bad thing, and it causes a lot of breakup, stress. The ego will destroy anything, from marriage to parents to jobs to anything. The ego is terrible. So this is all about cutting out the ego, getting rid of it. And it's got a lot to do with the hands. The hands. It's kind of like he's got swords in his hands. It's almost like saying, hands off. Hands off. For some reason, I hate to say this, but Trump fell into my head. Excuse me. Hands off. Damn. Yeah. Hands off. Okay, so we are creatures driven by our egos. Our ego is in part our identity, the center of our consciousness. It is driven by our instincts and base desires and constrained by culture and society. Ego can have you feeling confident and certain, or it can have us feeling uncertain and afraid. It can also employ one of several defense mechanisms to shield us from uncomfortable truths or a reality that we are not willing or ready to accept. I've been there, done that. There have been realities I did not want to admit to or accept. Yeah. We can be so afraid of the truth that our ego will work hand in hand with our primal instincts and do what it can to protect us. If our ego is wounded, or we have been taught to fear, the defense mechanisms employed may also be detrimental to good health, well-being, to our relationships with others, our need to feel safe, to feel good, to be right, to be better, to be needed, to be loved, can result in the evidence at hand, reality, being distorted and shaped to fit our perceptions of events, so that what we want to believe is in conflict with fact. Wow. And I have been there, where I distorted everything because I didn't want to face everything. So I know that when this comes, it's time, we become ready to move out of it sooner or later. Any conflict that arises when an individual attempts to hold on to two conflicting beliefs or thought processes at the same time, that conflict can give rise to mental, emotional, and physical discomfort, especially when our actions and our reason for behaving in a particular manner war with our natural sense of right and wrong and the moral code we are taught by those around us. Wow. I don't know where in the world we have dove into. But listen, this sounds like politics to me right now. I mean, really, I mean, yes, we've been to a certain space and time. Every one of us has went through this right here. But this is like, wow. This is deep. Okay. We're going to put this here for a minute. What's this all about? Holy Spirit, Mother Earth, this card about the ego and detrimental, and is this a personal thing, a governmental thing, many people involved, few people involved? What we got going here? See, this is the Four of Earth. It's about bringing stability back into your lives, into our lives, into, maybe stability will be coming back to our lives, into our lives. For some reason tonight I'm thinking politics, and we're all waiting for that, right? It hasn't been stable there for a long, long time. But this right here indicates stability will be coming in. If anybody is experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety, it looks like here soon your stability will come. This is Four of Earth. This is after being through a hard battle, but the battle be won. Holding up the structures of, family, holding up the structures of work, holding up the structures of how you feel about yourself, which you should be having lots of love and turning it in. Don't forget to give yourself that hug. A lot of us are alone, and you need to learn to love and hug yourself and appreciate who you are if you are alone. And if you're not alone and there's been stress in your life, it looks like we are, and there will be stability coming in. So, okay, that's good. Anything else? I brought the good tarot out. I haven't used it for a while. I love this tarot deck. Okay, we're going to change decks. So we've been through conflict. This has been about the self. It looks like we've come out and there's stability now. What would you like to tell us? Holy Spirit, Mother Earth, Creator of creations, truth, love, peace, messenger of emotions, messenger of water. And water is our emotions. And the King of Fire, bringing oneself together and holding up the sun, basically, right? Shining bright. Shining bright. And this is what, if we can possibly go through these emotions, and we do come out on the other side stable. Because once you get rid of all that anxiety and nervousness and stress that's in you, whether you cry it out, or, exercise it out, or write it out, or however you get it out, you will get stability. And it will feel good. And as you go through that, it took me 2 years of crying and hurt and pain to deliver up everything I've been through over my lifetime. But life ain't been nothing but, roses. Like, there ain't too much that can make me upset. And if difficulties come, I handle them so much different now. I handle them with, okay, let's see what we can do to figure this out and move forward. And it feels so good not to be terrified all the time and afraid of losing. Three of Earth, all about building, building yourself. Look at here. See her? You can't hardly see her. But you can see that she's been working and building on herself. You see her coins there. It's all about learning your poise, allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel until those feelings no longer disturb you. And they will, writing it down, exercising it out, thinking about it, working through it, finding books, doing whatever you need to do to get empty of all the pain or all the stress or any horrible thing you've been through, so that you can begin working on yourself and putting into your own self only what you want to put in. In other words, love, peace, cultures, hobbies, what you consume, whether you're looking at it, hearing it, experiencing it, tasting it, is what you're going to go through. So even TV or radio or YouTube, consume what you consume. What you eat is what you are. So, look to good, high-class intelligence and, begin to work, your way through there. 8 of Fire, Messenger. The message. The message is, don't be afraid. Live your dreams. Live well. Live good. Live happy. It's okay. You're allowed to be happy. We are allowed to be happy. And once you go through your book or your mind or your heart, through everything you've ever been through, and culminate it and understand that it was all lessons, you're going to be much happier. You'll be a much happier person. It's easier to let them go, too. It's easier to let the pain go after you learn that it was all about learning the lessons, okay? Learning the lessons. Let's confirm that. It is easy to understand that once you let go of childhood pain, middle-age pain, late-age pain, things you've been through, arguments, disagreements, separation, you release all these things and you become free. And you control your mind. You just say, we're not going to think about that. We've done taking care of those things. And that would be that you get to celebrate. See the celebration going on here? 4 of Wands, prosperity, harvest, success, familial bliss, marriage, stability and peace, balance, harmonious, and settled down. And this message just came through. Holy Spirit said, sometimes it's things we've gone through in the past that stay with us in the future that ruins everything. And that's why it's very important to digest, recycle, and understand our lessons from the past so that we can be free of the past and move forward into the future with a brand new view. It's the way to go, my dears. It's the way to go. If you're still here, please like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I just want you to know that I support you. I love you. And everything is going to be all right. Remember to think positive. Keep the faith, because Jesus was right. Faith is the same thing as the quantum field lining up to, do whatever it is you want it to do. So believe with all your heart, and wait patiently, and allow your life to be awesome. Just to sit down and be happy with where you are, and it's a miracle. It's bliss. It's bliss, but it's also an experience of where you have to go through your past and work through it and clean out those energies or emotions that are stuck in your inner world waters. Namaste, my friends. I love you. Leave me a message. Thank you for all the messages. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye bye. The end.